My name's Bill and I'm an alcoholic, and this show is called August 2022. We moved into our old, rather run-down, unmodernised farmhouse nearly 40 years ago. It was a magical old building, untouched and original, except for the addition of an outside toilet and a tiny kitchen extension built sometime in the 1940s. And with the house came an orchard planted in about 1863, the year that the house was built, and we got a few acres of land with it. And a small brook flowed through from the neighbouring farm, through our orchard, and into the next farmer's land, before it met up with a big river that runs through the village and eventually down to the sea. The cycle of evolution and life that has been flowing through these lands for thousands and thousands of years, giving water to those living nearby, draining the fields and feeding the rivers downstream. This year, however, we have seen a drought that has turned the fields parched. Where nothing grew, the land looked arid. The streams dried up for months and months, and no grass grew for the cows, and life on the farm as we knew it effectively stopped. We became a desert, and everything was so tinder dry, much land caught fire, and it resembled what we usually only ever saw happening in other countries. Except this time, it was on our own doorstep. And in a way, the drought mirrored my recovery from alcoholism. I've stopped drinking now, and in so doing, all the madness, the upset, and the unmanageability eventually stops as well. And just like the domino effect of the drought, without water, the grass stopped growing and the cows weren't fed, and so on and so on and so on. The whole country got to a stage where we were all praying for rain. It was now getting really, really serious. But do you know what? After 45 days, it did rain. Not a lot. But do you know what? Within 48 hours, the fields were almost back to where they were, had we never had the drought in the first place. Just that one day or so of rain turned everything green again. And that's exactly the same as my recovery. Staying sober in AA is about not drinking, but however long I hadn't had a drink for, be it weeks or years or even decades, if I pick one drink up, like the fields, within 48 hours I'll be right back to where I was before I stopped. Rain on our fields is exactly the same as putting alcohol inside of me. It triggers the old, the dormant, and the put to bed back into action as if nothing had ever happened, but with one big difference. Rain falling on our fields is giving life, whilst me picking up a drink would be about taking life away. Bill the Shirt, Bristol.